Social media has been engineered to hijack the human mind, to take our most valuable asset, which is not time, but it's our attention. The value of time is only predicated on the quality of attention that is put within time. We all know that lower vibrational feeling that you get when you find yourself in a doom scrolling session. And the moment you snap out of it, it feels like your mind has just been molested by a stranger. This is a very real addiction that most of humanity struggles with. And most of you are high on the most potent drug known to humanity right now. While this phone is a wonderful servant, it is a terrible master, much like the egoic mind. And I'd say it's one of the biggest obstacles to expanding and growing your consciousness. Essentially, humankind now has two different minds that they have to transcend. The habitual rumination of all the random thoughts that appear every single day in our mind, and then of course all of the algorithms on our mobile device. So continuing of that parallel of our phones being a drug, drugs are a technology, whether it's morphine being extracted from the poppy seed or the concoction of the plants in ayahuasca to create the desired result. Your phone is no different. And most of us are spending 5 to 8 hours a day completely fucked up on this drug. Now, of course, this isn't meant to guilt or shame you, because guilt and shame are the lowest aspects on the map of consciousness, but just to make you realize that you are a drug addict. So before we judge other people who are addicted to the kind of drugs that you administer through the navel cavity or through injection, it's time that we look in the mirror and shine the light of awareness on this ever-prevalent addiction. Now, of course, I'm speaking to myself here as well. I'm not immune to this drug. And I'll say that something that drastically helped me was when I took on the role of being a producer rather than a perpetual consumer, to start to reframe using this device as a useful tool rather than a numbing agent. So of course there are levels to these phone addictions. I think that the lowest level is TikTok. Usually people who are addicted to TikTok, and if that's you, no judgment, we're just shining a light of awareness on this. Your attention span is very low. Under 30 seconds. Scroll, scroll, scroll. The moment that you find something that appeals to your lower animalistic nature, who has a desire for drama and constant stimulation, then you stop. And you might like it or save it, then you keep scrolling and scrolling, and you find yourself in this loop. A higher level of this addiction would be something like watching YouTube videos. And this is really tricky because I've fallen into this trap of binge watching YouTube. But what I've found is that this comes from a deeper need to learn, to grow. And YouTube very easily gives you this false feeling. A lot of these YouTubers, they engineer their videos to hook you with the promise of it giving you some kind of value. But then by the end of the video, you realize that nothing's really changed. There actually hasn't been like this deep epiphany or anything like that. And then on to the next one. Maybe this YouTube video will give me the enlightenment that I'm looking for. But you'll notice that it never comes, and your life never changes. A good antidote for this desire to learn and grow is to replace YouTube binge watching with high quality audiobooks. And very similar to YouTube, not all books are the same. You're going to have to seek out those higher vibrational books that will actually change your life. A good place to start would be to take 20 or 30-minute walks while listening to the audiobook Power of Now. I recommend this book a lot because it is basic enough to where, regardless of where you're at on your journey, you're going to be able to get something from this. A lot of the principles are very simple, and it combines teachings from all different traditions and religions and puts it into one useful package for you. Some of the concepts in it even a child can understand, but that doesn't change the level of profundity that's in that book. Another great audiobook is Letting Go by David Hawkins. And this book is an absolute life changer because most of us, when it comes to self-development, spiritual work, wanting to transcend and grow as a human being, there are tons of things that we are holding on to that's stunting our growth. And this will help you unpack those things to start to let go of anger and resentment and all these addictive emotions that we think are helping us, but are actually keeping us very, very small. Now, like every drug addict, you're going to want to start small. You'd be surprised what intentionally sitting down for 10 minutes and putting your phone on airplane mode will do for your consciousness. The level of discomfort and boredom that you'll experience just in that 10 minutes will shock you. And while you're doing that, just sit there and take in the room. You can look at your hand. You can look at the wall. You can focus on your breath. And this is also a form of basic meditation. We have to figure out how to get back into the present moment, dude. Again, I will reiterate that I am not immune to this. And whenever I've had dedicated days where I've made a vow to not look at my phone the entire day, I feel the withdrawal of it. Even as a creator, like, oh, I should be posting, I should be editing, I should be doing something. And in a lot of ways, on those specific days, my ego is saying all these things of how I'm not making progress, how I need to be productive. But the most productive thing that I can do 9 times out of 10 is to put aside a day or two and not use my phone. And I know that I did this successfully if by the end of the day I look at the percentage, like the battery charge on my phone, and it's still at 95%. And what ends up replacing the time that I would be spending scrolling or checking emails or whatever it might be is reading physical copies of books, taking walks, exercising, meditating, and being very present with just the day-to-day mundane tasks like doing the dishes. And I'll say again, this video isn't meant to guilt or shame you, but to start bringing awareness to this. Start small, like doing the dishes or the laundry without listening to something. I noticed that I had this habit of every single time I would eat a meal, I needed to watch some kind of stimulation or listen to something or find a YouTube video. When I started just intentionally eating my meals, chewing my food, being present with those sensations, I realized that just being in the moment is such a profound practice now. I'm of that generation to where I still remember not ever having a phone. I think I had a flip phone when I was like 18 or 19 years old. So I lived in that era before social media, and it just hit different, man. Granted, I am very grateful for the tools and technologies that we have now. They're incredible. I wouldn't be able to talk to you right now through this camera if it wasn't for these technologies. But we need to go back to making these devices our servant again, rather than the master. Now, another thing to consider is if you do some kind of phone detox, you don't have to be in an extreme forever. Once you come back to the phone, then you can start making different choices. Even like the type of YouTube videos that you're watching. A lot of the YouTube stuff that I watch now is more like really non-stimulant, a little bit more boring, just some guy talking about Carl Jung philosophies. Again, listening to audiobooks that have like a lot of dense wisdom and knowledge. And after detoxing long enough, you actually get quite a bit of dopamine by listening to a boring audiobook. Just listening to the monotone voice of Dr. David Hawkins talk about the different levels of consciousness. I actually look forward to that now. So I hope this video helps you. I hope that it's a mirror for you to get you to start rethinking, going about the use of your phone a little bit differently. Take small steps, put some time a day to intentionally get the fuck away from your phone, be with this moment right now. And yeah, we're all in this together. One final thing, I do offer coaching and mentoring. If that's something you might be interested in, see the link in the description, fill out the application. That's all I got for you. You are loved, you matter, and you've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. I'll talk to you soon.
I feel the times are changing.